So the job starts up here in the front of this truck. One of the things that we want to install is this new Weston T-Max winch. Now this is going to be nice because it's got a capacity of 12,500 pounds, so he'll be able to just go out and bury this thing if he wants to and pull himself out. He's going to have a lot of peace of mind. But before you put the winch in, you need to have a place for it to bolt to. You need to give it a home, and that's what all of this bracketry is right up in here. So the first thing we had to do on the four-wheel drive model is you just slide out these tow hooks right there. Two bolts come out, these get removed, and you're actually using the same bolt holes that these went into for these lower brackets right here. So you get those in place. There's a little bracket that comes through on the back side, and then this whole plate can slide right down on there. It's not overly difficult, but it is a little bit tedious when you're doing that. So that slides onto place, and we got our bull bar down here too. So I've got that hinged and ready because we want to get the winch in place first. So now before you do this, there's a couple little things that are always a good idea that I like to do, because you've got to slide these nuts in here. All right, you've got to kind of capture them in there. Inevitably, if you don't cover those up with a little tape or something like this, when you go to lift this thing up, because it weighs, I don't know, 80 pounds or something like that, when you go to lift this up, those nuts will fall out on you, and then you got to put it down, put the nuts back in, and you don't know how many times you're going to do that. So it's a good idea to just go ahead and tape those up. That way they're not going to fall out, and then you can take a little screwdriver and kind of center them later on. So now we can get this up here and get it in place. So that's going to sit right about there. Another thing I like to do is keep this rubber band on here as well. That way we're going to use that so that we can fish this cable right through here. So that's just going to be a lot easier to do if we keep that rubber band on. So now, like I said, basically it wasn't really all that hard, but it was mildly tedious. All I got to do is tighten this all up now, and we'll be ready to go on the front.